Hi, this is Lori, RN, and I've had several people ask me about detoxing. Some people are having problems with detoxing, and some people are asking me, what is detoxing? What does that mean? So, most Americans, and not just Americans, but really this is a global issue. Most people are exposed to so many toxins and heavy metals, whether it's in our food, in our water, in our air, in products we apply to ourselves, our toothpaste. All of those things have toxic chemicals. And the problem is we're told, oh, it's just a tiny amount. Okay, it might be a tiny amount, but we're talking about everything we apply, everything that we drink, everything that we eat. And so what happens over time is these toxic chemicals start to overload our body. So we're just overloaded with these toxins, and the body's natural immune system can't keep up to process all of it. So we start getting sick. So people start getting sick and have tons of diagnoses. And so I've been on this journey for 5 years to help people detox. And really, I started to do that, this type of work, making it my mission, is because I've had to do it for myself, because I was on a path of being sick myself with migraines for 50 years. I was gaining weight really fast, 10 pounds in a month. And my doctor's saying, hey, that's normal. Don't worry. You're going to gain 5 pounds a year. I'm like, well, okay, that's not adding up, right? So I just said, no, I'm not buying into that. That's not, I was 55 at the time. So I went on a quest, and I went on a quest on my fitness. And one of the things I really focused on was really addressing this food supply, of finding a quality food, learning more about quality food. And I found a source. I had met someone serendipitously and got you know introduced to a company that like super tests, like ultra tests the food, from the plants to the juices to the minerals to the soil. The food products that they have are tested at least 64 times from the time, not just through the USD organic certification process, which they are, but also then during harvest, and then during the process of getting it to us, right? Going to the facility and then shipping it out to us. So that was it. I was like, whoa, this company has got it. And then we were starting to really get into this detoxing. I say we because it was with a group of friends of mine and I. And so I was really looking into this detoxing, and I didn't really, understand what that meant. So detoxing is the process of taking toxins, right? Detox toxins out of your body. And so we're so inundated with heavy metals, plastics, uh, glyphosate, which is in Roundup, which is sprayed on 75% of our food supply, GMO, genetically modified with toxic chemicals, believe it or not. That, it's not kind of crazy, right? Just our food supply is so contaminated. And so we started this with this food company. And what was really cool was these foods that are selected um, are specifically designed to take out toxics and heavy metals. So there's plants that actually do this. So this is kind of why food is really our medicine. Medicine is our food, because it takes out those toxins and those poisons. So you know why we're all sick? Because we have all this toxic exposure, and toxic exposure causes the body to break down, causes the body to have cancer, causes the body to not work correctly, causes the body to get fat, causes the body to not process insulin correctly, causes the body to have Parkinson's, causes the body, on and on and on and on and on. Okay. So detoxing. So I'm a recovering sugar addict, and I've been recovering over the last 5 years. And it waxes and wanes. I'm up and down. But when I'm doing really great with like no sugar, very little sugar, I'm feeling fantastic. So first of all, the first thing is to avoid sugars, even avoiding dairy, seriously avoiding dairy. There's tons of sugars in dairy, avoiding caffeine. And guess what? There's also a lot of sugar and alcohol. So I just said, I want to like get a handle on my health. So I'm going to avoid those things. So I avoided those things. And I started on this program where I'm taking in organic fruits and vegetables and plant-based proteins. And so guess what? So on day 3, I was having really like head pressure, and headaches were happening for me. And I'm like, why are the headaches? Well, it makes sense, right? I'm not loading myself up with caffeine to my brain, and I'm not putting any more sugar to my brain and no more alcohol to my brain, right? So I'm detoxing sugar out of my brain. So you may have some symptoms of headaches. Other symptoms that people have are dry skin. I got a list here because I get a lot of people calling and asking me, well, I got this, I just started with the program. What do I do? Some of the symptoms are like you can have headaches, you can feel achy, you can feel low energy, might feel irritable, might either feel constipated, or you might have diarrhea or loose stool. You might have dry skin and very itchy skin. And you might also have like an increase of cravings. So there's all ways to handle this detoxing. So why is the body like acting like this when you're like, oh, I'm putting all good stuff in it? Well, the body's been used to having all these toxic chemicals for so long. So it's just repetitive behaviors are, the body's been used to, the immune system's been used to trying to, keep up, trying to get that stuff out. So now you're getting the stuff out and you're having all these symptoms. And not everybody has these at all. Some have them more stronger than others. But if you can hang in there, it took me, I'll be honest with you, it took me 6 days to be off of caffeine for the headaches to stop. And I was like, that was amazing to me because that told me that my body is so addicted and required coffee that if I didn't have coffee, that I was going to be debilitated, that I couldn't function. I had to lay in bed. I would have to lay in bed for 6 days. That my body was so addicted to it. So I'm like, I don't want to be addicted to it. I want to be able to, do something every day without like, oh, I got to run and get a coffee. I got to have a coffee or I'm going to fall down. I got to have a coffee or I can't function the rest of the day. I got to have a coffee or, I'm going to be like sick in my head and I want to like, chop my head off because it hurts so much. So I'm like, no, let's just get rid of the coffee. Right. So we got rid of the coffee, got rid of the sugar. And did you know that sugar lights up your brain like heroin? In those receptors of your brain, when sugar hits it, it just like, you're just like, whoa, heroin, cocaine, that's what sugar's doing to your brain. And so don't wonder why when you give a kid a donut with like lots of icing and then they just start freaking out because their bodies aren't designed to handle that kind of chemical. Sugar is a chemical too, and sugar is natural environment. You can't get organic sugar, but sugar will like light up your brain. So when you're used to that charge and used to caffeine, used to sugar, and now you're going to stop it, so the body's like, whoa, oh, I want some. And then you got all these cravings. So with that said, I'm just going to say that you could have these symptoms and push through it. If you can push through it, hang in there, contact your friends, contact the people of this group, contact the person that brought you to this great organic food, who they're there to help you. They're there to support you. We have a support group that can help you also. Typically, it takes people anywhere from 3 to 6 days, maybe a little bit longer for some folks. But once you get past it, then guess what happens? No more migraines at all. Gone. Migraines completely gone. No more bloating. No more itchy skin. No more achy joints. No more high blood pressure. That was my thing. And guess what? Side effect was I was losing fat. So imagine that. So I no longer have the head pain. I no longer have the fat belly. I no longer have these health issues because I decided to drink organic juices, take an organic food only, and I align myself with a company that multi-tests everything 64 times to make sure there's no toxic chemicals. You deserve to feel great. We have solutions for you. Please reach out if you have any questions or any thoughts like, oh, I wonder if that would work for me. Oh, you know what? I'm really tired of having this extra weight. I really want to feel better. And I'll just end with this. I'm 60 years old and I feel like I'm 30. I may not look 30, but I'm feeling 30. And I'm fully in my heart. It is because it's the organic fruits and vegetables and plant-based proteins that I was introduced to 4.5 years ago. And now I'm feeling fantastic. And I'm here to share the story and help you and help any of your friends feel better. So have a good night, and I look forward to answering your questions. Just drop them in the comments, and we'll reach out to you. So take care.